Hey there everyone, I'm Michael, and welcome to another Byte-Sized Tutorial. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done one of these. And in this one, I wanted to show you guys a new Beta 3 modding feature that you guys are really going to like. And, well, let's get started. There's not really much else to say. So there's two commands I need to show you guys, firstly. One of them is missions. What this command does is, well, you have to complete a mission to get this command, and don't worry, once you get past the breaking the bond storyline, if you play the game, you'll get this missions command. And it lists your story progress and the amount of missions you have, or all the missions you have, like their descriptions and everything. And yeah, right now I have no missions, so I have 100% story completion. But if I were to have a mission or two, it would actually list them all in this terminal command, and it would tell me the mission's name, how to start it, its description, who assigned it to me, and the amount of code points I can win or by completing the mission. That's right, you can actually earn code points by completing missions in ShiftOS, which is why you guys are really going to like this feature when it comes out, and developers will like this feature, and modders especially, because you can make your own missions in your own mods. Anyways, to start a mission, all we do is start mission --ID, and then it'll tell you the ID of the mission. If I do 0, it'll say error. Oh, start mission, not start missions. It'll say mission ID not found. So those are the only commands we need to know. Let's get coding. Now because I'm on a touchpad and a different keyboard, well, I can have two keyboards, but I'm on a touchpad because my mouse died. Unfortunately, I'm not really able to type as fast as I usually can, and I'm not able to move my mouse as fast as I usually can. So I've taken the liberty to spare you guys the agonizing wait of me setting up the code required to get started, and I have made a basic class with a function in it, and this is the function that we will use to store the script for our mission. Now, let's go over a few basics with how stories work in ShiftOS. Whenever you're in a story method, you actually get something called a story context to go along with it. I have to apologize for my speech, my tongue is killing me. And I have to apologize for sticky keys, I had shift held down. Or that was filter keys, whatever. Now you have a story context, or context. And this context allows you to tell ShiftOS what happens when the method completes. Will the story complete, or what'll happen? And well, to access the story context, all we need to do is story dot, oh, not story slash, story dot context, and that'll give us a story context object, and inside it, we can access the autocomplete property, which by default is set to true. What that means is as soon as this method completes, the mission or the story is complete. So if that's set to true, the mission will complete as soon as your method completes. If it's set to false, you tell the game when to complete the mission. The method value right here is whatever method created the context, or whatever method owns the context. So in that case, it would be the method information for public static void some method, the method that we're in. Mark complete. If autocomplete is set to false, this is what you call to complete the story or mission. OnComplete is an event action, and if you add a delegate to this event, it will get triggered when mark complete is complete, or when the function or when the function completes. So that's the story context. Typically when we're dealing with missions, we tend to set autocomplete to false. And then when we're done, all we do is story.context.mark complete. Of course, that doesn't really help us out because that would basically be what autocomplete is. But this is where objectives come in. Alright, so objectives are pretty simple as well. All you have to do to start an objective, and what an objective is it tells the player, okay, you need to do this, and then when you do this, this will happen. So it's a nice way of creating mission progression. And to create an objective, all we need to do is call story.push objective. And it'll ask us for a name, a description, a function that'll tell the objective when it's complete, and an action that'll get called when the objective's complete. So this will be a simple objective. We'll just say, test your terminal skills. Show us your terminal skills by running the help command. Now this is going to get pretty advanced, but all we need to do here is, well, first of all, I like to have it on a new line. Don't show Victor try this video, he'll get really mad at you if you do this. And what I mean by that is, he'll get really mad at you if you have curly braces on their own line. Yeah, but that's how I like to code, so it's going to be that way, Victor. Anyways, so this first function, all we need to do is, well, firstly, we need to create a string variable, and we'll call it last command. And then we'll just do return last command. .to lower is equal to... Oh, what happened? I just accidentally clicked something. Is equal to help. And what we do is we also create a terminal. Let's see what that text sent. Oh no, we want command processed. CMD args. What the hell just happened? Yeah, I'm clearly not used to this. Okay, command processed plus equals CMD args. If last, oh no, we can just do last command equals CMD. So that's a nice event handler right there. That gets called every time the user runs a command. So, yeah. Yeah. So, what that'll do is when the user runs command, it'll set last command to whatever command they ran, and this objective will constantly be checking for last command to see if it equals help. So that's how we do that. And a simple way to end a mission is when an objective completes, simply call story.context.mark complete. Alrighty. Now this function isn't really helpful to us. Right now, we don't have any way of running it in the game, other than explicitly calling it. Well, firstly, if we wanted to make it a story and actually give it a story context to begin with, we would just do story terminal skills. But that's not going to help us, because that's not a mission, that's a story plot. Instead, we want to use a special kind of story plot attribute, the mission attribute. And this is a new beta 3 feature, and what it allows us to do is it allows us to mark a method to be run as a mission. So to run the, or to create the mission attribute, we get various constructor arguments we need to pass through. We have an ID, we'll call this terminal skills. And we have the friendly name, this is what's displayed to the user, and terminal skills, the friendly description, test your terminal skills with this nice test. And this is the fun part, you get to decide how many code points you get for completing the mission. I'm going to set it to 20. It's not a big amount compared to what is actually in the game, but it helps. And we'll set the assigner to DevOps. Why not? And that's all we need to make a mission. There are some other things we could do, but that's all we need for now. Let's run the game. Alright, again, touchpad here, campaign, continue. It's also worth noting that missions won't work in sandbox mode because they use the shiftorium to determine whether or not they're complete, and the shiftorium is disabled in sandbox. So, root, and here I am using the other keyboard, clear, and back to the old keyboard. Missions. So as you can see, we've got a mission, terminal skills, test your terminal skills with this nice test, and we've got an assigner of DevX, 20 code point reward, start this mission, run start mission, --ID 0, and there are 4 missions in the game, so story progress 75%. Let's start the mission. Whoops. As you can see, we've got a new objective. We run status. It says, show us your terminal skills by running the help command. And as you can see, we ran help, and the mission is now complete. Terminal skills is successfully finished. We have earned 20 code points. If we scroll and look at how many code points we had 3,274. We run status again. We've gained 20 code points. So that's the mission system. Now, the other thing you can do with missions is you can make them depend on other missions, shiftorium upgrades, stuff like that. And it's all done using the requires upgrade attribute. And for that, I'd recommend looking at some of the other Byte-Sized Tutorials. Anyways, that's it for this video. Also, I'd just like to announce, for those of you interested, another track is going to be coming out in another coming day, or in the coming days, maybe even weeks. Another ambient track, the ShiftOS main theme. So be on the lookout for that on the ShiftOS original soundtrack. Anyways, I've been Michael. I will see you guys in the next video.